Welcome. Today we're going to explore how to use the Future Video V-Station multi-channel recording system to play back clips and programs that you've recorded on the V-Station itself. All the clips that were recorded on this Studio 8 have been organized by projects, which the user defined categories for. So in this particular case, we're going to be using this Studio 8 as before, and then we'll show you and demonstrate how the playback monitor can be used for playing back clips. So let's go ahead. The first thing I'm going to do here is show you the playback monitor. Playback monitor can be accessed from the record monitor screen by clicking, I'll go back to the record monitor screen, by clicking on the playback monitor button here, or alternately we can hit the F1 key to toggle between the two screens, as you see here. So let's get into the the playback monitor now. So right now you'll see something on the screen which is a prior project that we've recorded. In this particular case, this was something from our medical conference example that we did earlier. But let me introduce you to the controls and the screen layout. On the left, you'll find the name of the project of the clip that you'll be playing back. In this particular case, if it's a conference, we've chosen the MEDX 2020 as an example. It was broken up into sessions, so we have the session called Patient Monitoring, and then various topics. Now, this will show you what track the clip was recorded on, and this will show you certainly what the name of the file is if you ever have to reference that. The other information down here are counters that are set by the system, the camera number, the shot number, the topic number and the shot number, and then if there's a retake, which we'll talk about in a different session, it'll show you that number. Below that are controls to actually make annotations on this clip at specific points that you choose, and we'll talk about that later, and that again, I'll get over to that screen. Below that is the name of the playlist that is associated with this project. Then we've got our normal toolbar. This will put that on. It shows information on the screen. You can see where the clip information is. So I'll turn that off here. The playlist is where we get our clips from. So in order to show where this clip came from, I had to select from the playlist. The playlist really keeps track of every recording that we do, and it shows it by the actual name of the in this case the session number, the top session name and the topic name, and then tells you what the topic number was and the shot number for that topic, as well as if there's multiple takes. It also gives you information about the date that the clip was taken, what the start time was and the duration, and also the name of the track that we've recorded it on. The user can assign a track name, and we'll show that later when we go into record settings on a different lesson. The camera number is assigned by the system, and then of course it'll show you the input recording format the input recording that was used in terms of its resolution and frame rate. And then finally the name of the clip. We also give you the status on the clip as well, and the status tells you if the clip is still present, or perhaps maybe it got deleted. Hopefully not inadvertently, but if it does get deleted, it'll maintain and let you know it was still part of the history of the playlist. We'll go into some of the other elements of the playlist on a different lesson. Uh, so from the playlist, then we have ways to play out to a secondary monitor, or we can bring to full screen what we see here, like that. We also have the ability to play. We have a second media player that we can use to play what we call a B-roll of clips that we want to play back during a recording. The log is the shows you events that we've annotated during the recording, as well as the events that we want to annotate now during playback. The browser will bring up our clip browser, which will go into a different lesson. And multi-view, this is our studio companion. If installed, will allow you to actually see all 8 clips instead of just one at a time. And then we have the settings, which we'll go through as well. So here is our left panel. In the middle, we have, of course, our media player. This is the area right here, right from here around. The media player, there's also the program reel media player, but we'll talk about this right now. So with the media player here, we can then, when we load a clip, we can then play the clip from here with the normal transport keys. So we've got the stop, the play, pause it. We can do a frame advance. So if we pause it, we can frame advance 1 frame at a time, or frame reverse 1 frame at a time. This allows us to rewind by a few seconds if we're watching something, want to review it. And this allows us to jump ahead by a few seconds at a time. On the very left here, we have the actual time, real-time clock of when the clip was recorded. This is the position and time. It actually, the time of day here was 11:01 in the morning. And then this, of course, you'll see here as we drag this, this will show you the time position. Now, if you wanted a relative time position, you can simply change this by clicking on it. And that's the frames. And that would be the hour, minute, second from the relative time of the start of the clip, but not the actual time. So we probably, depending on your application, you may want to know what the actual time of the clip is. We also have here time code representation as well, if you wanted to coordinate it with a time code that maybe it was on another piece of equipment. So let me go back here. Okay. Then we have, of course, the volume control. This would allow us to set the volume of playback. Below it is the balance control. I'm sorry, this is not, I have this mixed up. This is the playback speed. So I can change the playback speed. You won't see it in this because it's a static shot, but I can then change the playback speed from 0 from the 1 time all the way to 1/10 and all the way up to 4 times speed. So I have to have that moving, and then I can actually drag that over and change it a little bit. So I can either speed it up or slow it down. And we also have hotkeys for everything here as well. So the speed up, slow down, these are to get to the next clip or the previous clip. And then on the right, it shows the duration of the clip. And again, this is shows the date and time. I'm sorry, the date of the actual clip and the duration. So below this is the actual program reels. If we recorded any program reels using the auto producer, we'll see it here. So you'll see the project name there you can select from, and then also any program or output reels that we've used auto producer for. This would allow us to delete that. The edit decision list shows all the cuts we made in the program reel, and we can see what they are here. Again, these are very useful when you're transferring this over to a nonlinear editing application software, our system will actually create the timeline using this edit decision list. The playback of the program reel is done here. That starts and stops it. But once it's started, we can then use any of these transport keys to control the playback. If we want to take that program reel and share that, we can simply click our share button and we can load it up to YouTube or a couple predefined FTP sites, or if you want to just send it out to a local area network or to a USB drive, the program can be done that way as well. So I'm not going to do that right now. If you wanted to actually take this particular clip and send that out, we go back to our playlist. We could select the clip, or in fact we want to select perhaps maybe all the clips from this particular time. We just highlight those and then we click send clip to, and then we would then choose the destination. And again, you could have this over a local area network, or you can have this to a local USB drive. And we will then end this particular session today because there's a lot to cover, and we'll come back, and part 2 will cover some of the other elements of our media player. Thank you.